So how do we break taboo down for traditional, conventional couples who are kind of like, well, they are curious that now after a kid or after getting married and doing all the things that they don't have that sexual development like you talked about.
Yeah.
You know, because there's not really places where you can really get it.
Right.
Unless you're reading, like, you know, a lot of people talk about Pussy, the
right,
book.
A Reclamation.
Which is such a powerful book for mainstream.
Yeah.
But what would you suggest in terms of, you know, sexual education that you can bring into the bedroom for couples to rekindle that spark?
Yeah. So I have a couple of resources that I would love to share. And
she's also brought toys, you guys. We have a big bag of toys here. So I'm very curious at what she's going to pull out of her Mary Poppins bag, literally.
Which is the table. It does feel like that. Like I could just keep reaching, and there's just going to be vibrator and dildo and butt plug and nipple clamp.
Yes.
So the first thing is that I think for couples, especially if they've been through life together, you're looking at, let's say, a husband and a wife, and they have a family, and he's watched you birth a child. Yeah. Like he has seen you, he has seen some things, and he has been there.
He's seen the pussy open.
Yeah, the portal of life, yes. You know? I just want to say that for a lot of people, they feel like they've been through so much, and they have. Mm-hmm. And so the idea that you could be with someone for 5, 10, 15 years and sit at the table and have your very first intentional conversation about sex can be so scary. Mm-hmm. Because I think about myself and the seasons that I've been through and the cycles that I've been through and the ones that I know that are still to come. You know, just when I think I've got this thing down, being me down, the next season of life unfolds, and it's like, psych, try something else. And so, or here's your next adventure. And, you know, to sit across from the table of your significant other and to know that they're about to share, they're probably going to share some stuff you never knew about them, but they've seen you give birth and you've seen them climb, you know, their career ladder, or you've been there rallying for them, and you're so close and you're so bonded. And there's a well of information about them that you don't know can be frightening for some people. And so I think just presencing that, like just saying that up front, it's brave.
Yeah.
To show up at the table and say, we are where we are, and we have 2 kids, 3 kids, whatever.
We're going to have this brave
We're going to have this conversation, and I love you, and I'm just going to give you what you can use in that conversation. So you can say things like, I take responsibility for the emotions and the sensations that I'm going to bring to this conversation and that I'm going to feel in this conversation.
Oh, that's so good. I take responsibility for the emotions and sensations
and
that I'm going to bring to this conversation.
That I'm going to experience in this conversation.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
I'm not going to do the best of my ability not to put it on you, and to listen with an open heart, and to check my projections and my judgments over what you might say you like and what you enjoy that I may not know.
So what are some of the things that could come up in a conversation like that when couples are being brave and sharing kind of their deepest, darkest fantasy secrets, things that they've done with other people?
And it can be so challenging. It's like, oh, we decided to get together, and every person I was ever with just all of a sudden, poof, disappeared from my timeline. I've never seen another dick ever, you know?
Right.
And it's just wild. So some of the things, you know, that I've heard over the years, that men are afraid to share the type of porn that they watch, or that they watch it at all. Or
that they continue to watch it.
Yeah. I have a friend that she's married. They're working on baby number 2, and it's a joke. I'm very much in their sex life as the friend.
Of course.
I am the sex friend.
You're that sex friend. You're that sex friend as well.
And you know, if a man is divulging, like I watch a certain type of porn, and the type of woman is nowhere near the type of person that they are married to, can be like, well, are we living a lie?
Yeah.
You know? And so he, in particular, watches all black porn.
What does that mean?
That's what he likes.
Okay. Like black women porn.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that's his fantasy.
That's what he enjoys. Okay. That's his fantasy. And she is not that. at all. But they've made it to where they can talk about it, and they've made it to where it's normalized, and it simply is. And for whatever his reasons are, because I mean, this is a little rabbit hole, we won't go into it, but Black sexuality is fetishized a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different races and cultures that are fetishized.
Totally Asian.
And this
female,
person happens to come from a very particular kind of upbringing where it makes sense that that would be fetishized. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that.
Okay.
And that's, again, that's
I'm so glad you're putting
whole
that
deeper
out there.
conversation.
Yeah.
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 But I mean, this is real. I'm sharing it because it's real,
Right.
you know?
We all might have our little, dirty things that we've been fantasizing about.
Yeah, yeah. And some people, let's say they consume hentai, which is a Japanese porn, where everyone is getting, like all of the people that are displayed have huge eyes and really enormous breasts. And it's like sex with the brother and also an octopus, and it's all over the place.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, and some people, they're in a relationship and they will just never share those kinds of things.